Hi everyone, welcome to Tech Tutorials 2K21. So in this video, I'm going to explain different C programming language which is very basic and very important programs. So here I'm going to explain one by one. So this is our first program. So this program is going to find whether a given number is perfect or not. So before we are going to take an explanation for an implementation, we have to know what do you mean by a perfect number. So a number said to be perfect. So now you can find out all positive divisors of that number excluding that number itself. Now you can add up all these divisors, you get the original number. So then only that number is said to be a perfect. So now this is an implementation part. So this hash include std and conio.h are the header files which is used to operate with your input and output statements, and this is my main function. So in that main function I declared num, reminder, some variables, and I declare one more variable as I, which I am used in my for loop. So here by printf statement I'm asking user for entering number, and by scanf statement I just read that number. So now this is a logic behind for finding perfect number. So here simple logic. So that is we can run the loop. That is because we need to find out the divisibles of this particular given number, right? So for that we have to use a for loop here, and here I'm taking a condition I less than num because I can't include the num value. Before values only I can include to find the divisors. And here is a reminder is a variable which can hold, which can find whether the number is divisible or not. So here I'm using percentile symbol. It will give the divisor, means it gives the reminder as 0. So now you are finding the reminder. If the reminder is 0 is nothing but that number is divisible for the given number. So now you have to add all these numbers. So for that I am using variable sum equals to sum plus. So now the I is divisible to given number, so I can add this I value, and after that I get increment. It takes the next value, again it will check it is less than to given number. So the same thing it will be repeated until the loop is get terminated, and after that we have to check whether that given number and the sum is both are same. If both are same, then we can say that number is perfect, otherwise the number is not perfect. Now I'll show you the executable part. So I just compile and run this program. So it will ask me for a number. I will give 6 here. So now we can find the 6 is perfect number. So I will show you another example also. I just run one more time. So I just compile and run this program. Here I am given 12. So now before we'll see whether 12 is perfect or not, we can calculate in manual. So the divisibles for 12 is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6 and 12. So now we have all these are divisibles. So excluding 12 we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6. So now we are adding all these things, we are getting more than 12. So 12 is not a perfect number. See, 12 is not a perfect number. Program to find the factorial of a given number. So for finding factorial of given number, suppose if you want to find a factorial of 5, you need to multiply 5 with 4 and 4 with 3, 3 with 2 and 2 with 1. So that is a logic we are applied here. So for that this is my header file and this is my main function. So here by this variable num I am asking user for entering the number to find out the factorial. And here I am taken one variable fact because I want to store my result, and initially I will take 1 as that value, and the I is taken later I am going to use in my for loop. So by this printf and scanf statement I just read the number given by the user, and now this for I equals to 1 and this I value is less than or equals to num, because I want to take up to the num value given by the user, and this is my I plus plus. So here it is fact is equals to fact multiplied with I. So initially fact is 1, right? So now that is multiplied with my I value. So 1 and 1 is multiplied and that value is stored in fact. And after that I get increment, it becomes 2. Now 2 less than or equals to the given factorial number is 5. So 2 less than or equals to 5. Now again 2 is multiplied with previous result. So like that. So it will run up to the 5, and after that the for loop get exit, and now the result is going to shown here. That is a factorial of given number, and this percentile d is given for number and this percentile d is given for fact. So I just compile and run this program. So here I'm given 6. So the factorial of 6 is 720. To display nth multiplication table. So here we'll ask the user which table they want to generate, and we also ask the user as a limit, like they want to generate a table up to 12 or up to 20s, right? So for that, this is a program. So this is my header file hash include stdio.h, and this is my main function. So in that main function, by n I will take which table I want to generate, and by limit I will take up to what they want to generate a table, and I is a variable which I am using in my for loop. So by using this printf and scanf statement, I just read n and limit values, and after that here it is a logic. So here I want to print the nth table up to the limit provided by the user. So for that I set the for loop like this. So I is 1 because I want to generate a table. Suppose user ask like fifth table, then 5 ones are. From that I want to start. So because of that here I started my I from 1. And I is less than or equals to limit. Suppose the limit is given as 20. That is nothing but user ask then generate a fifth table up to 20s. So now this is a limit taken, and this is my variable I is get increment to run the loop again. So now this is my printf statement. Here it is I will take n value and I value is get multiplied, and it will generate your multiplication table. So the 10 0 is my last statement because my main function is of type integer. I just run this program. So I just compile and run this program. So now it will ask me the value of n and limit. So suppose if I want to generate 8th table and up to 12 I want to generate. So I will give my limit as 12. So now it will generate 8th table, 8 ones are and up to 8 12s are. So I just click on. So now you can see this is your output. C program for finding sum of even and odd numbers between 1 to n. So we all know like a number is said to be even if it is divisible by 2. Otherwise it is odd. So what we have to do is, so the given n value of the user, we have to separate both even and odd numbers, and then we can add individually as an even part and odd part. So for that this is a program. So this is my header file, and after that this is my main function. So here I'm going to use in my loop, and the number is given by the user, and here these are two variables, even sum and odd sum, which initially I'm assigned with 0, and after that I'm asking user please enter the maximum limit value, that is the value which I'm going to take as a range. So that scanf statement is going to take that number, and after that I'm going to run my for loop. So in this for loop itself I have to separate even and odd numbers, and after that I have to add individually even numbers and odd numbers. So here it is a logic. So I is 1, so because my for loop starts from 1 and it run up to the number given. So here I will check each and every value, and I will find out whether that number is even or not, right? So for this I modulus of 2 is equals to 0. So if I modulus of 2 equals to 0 means that is an even number. So I can add with even sum. So now even sum is initially 0. So the first even number will be taken and it is added to 0. So here we can find out initially I is 1. So 1 modulus of 2, it is not 0, it is 1. So what it will do, it comes to the else part, and this 1 is taken as an odd and it will add it to odd sum. So in this way the for loop is going to be executed, and it will find all the even and odd numbers separately, and those numbers will be added separately. So and after that completion of my for loop, I'm going to print the sum of all my even numbers from the given range and all my odd numbers, the sum of all my odd numbers from the given range. So the sum of even numbers up to, so the range is given by number, right, and that value I can take in, and the sum is given by even sum, so that is I'm going to display like odd sum also. So this is my return 0 statement. I just execute this program. So here I'm given value as 10. So now I want to find out the even and odd sum of the numbers between 1 to 10. So now see, this is my answer. The sum of even numbers up to 10 is 30, and up to 10 odd number sum is 25. So C program to print the sum of n numbers. So now n is given by the user. Now you can find out